you have been actually helping deliver, at least Tom Brown told me this, the friend that kind of got us together today, also a Rotarian, that you had been delivering night scopes and other types of supplies to the border.
Yeah, well, the war started 8 years ago, and there's been occupation of Ukraine by the Russians for 8 years, and for 3 years, I, with family and friends, were helping out, buying cars and delivering them to Ukraine for use as ambulances in red zone, off road, after when the asphalt stops, and then to where somebody is hurt. And it's it was more than 50 cars that we brought over.
I saw the Facebook group to kind of keep communication going.
Yes, yeah, and so it's like every 5 miles on the front line there would be a car that we delivered. So I think we saved a lot of lives on that account. And it was sort of tricky for some people, because are we helping the army or are we helping? Yeah, well, we're not hurting anybody, that's for sure. And we are putting our efforts on into what we believe is right.
Yeah.
And changing things, but tipping the scales a little bit towards what we think is right. So,
sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah. So after I got back, a little more than a week and a half ago, then I was sitting there, got to do something, and actually in the car going back, a buddy of mine writes and says, "I'm in Prague. I'm buying two-way radios for territorial defense, which is a newly created local defense force, and we don't have radios. Can you find €1,000, which is like $1,200, and help us pay this?" Okay, I post on Facebook, and I'm driving up through Poland, and I don't see anything. And then the phone starts going ding, 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 ding. And so I pull over another 30 minutes later, and we have around $10,000. Okay. Because people were just so excited and so engaged in what is happening. And so we went and bought three cars, one off-road, 2 vans, and filled it with military clothes and stuff that was collected, sleeping bags, all kinds of stuff for these guys. And as we're driving, I get a call from other friends from back in the ambulance days, and says, "There's a shipment coming from Lithuania. Can you give them a call?" And I call Lithuania, and there's some guys with 36 night scopes. So we meet at a gas station north of Warsaw, and I get the 36 night scopes, which is just unbelievably valuable to people in the field.
Yeah.
On top of that, my guys in the company had put money together and bought another night scope, which we thought was great. But then when we had 37 of them, then it's like
amazing. The logistics and there was a term invented a long time ago called guerrilla warfare, which describes less than organized, less than funded armies doing their best. In fact, the Revolutionary War, I don't know how much you know about American history, but George Washington was totally undermanned against Britain, England at the time, and he won through a concept called Fabian, F-A-B-I-A-N, the Fabian strategy, which was you just keep it alive until the other guy gets tired and goes home. And it's come to my mind a couple of times now that's kind of what we're waiting for here, because the Russian army is much better equipped and much better funded than the Ukraine army, yes?
Oh, yes, very much. But they're going nowhere right now. And it's such a surprise that 2 weeks into their head-on full invasion with supposedly complete dominance of airspace, that they've managed to take one single harbor city, right? Yeah. That the capital is standing, second largest city standing, everywhere is standing.